When we speak of karma and rebirth, we often think in linear terms, one life after another, actions returning like a boomerang. But Cloud Atlas expands this idea. It suggests that karma is not just personal, it's collective. And rebirth is not just about being reborn again and again, it's about evolving consciousness. In this video, we explore how the film uses six interconnected stories to reflect one soul's journey across time, transforming through guilt, redemption, love, and truth. Through its characters, Cloud Atlas doesn't just tell us what karma and rebirth mean, it shows us how they unfold across generations. What if your soul wasn't bound to one life, one body, or even one time? What if your kindness today becomes someone's revolution tomorrow? And what if the separation between you and me was just a dream waiting to be broken? Cloud Atlas isn't just a movie, it's a spiritual meditation, a karmic mosaic painted across centuries. It whispers to us across time, saying, "You are not alone, you were never were." Let's step beyond the wheel of plot and see what lies beneath. The film moves across six time periods: a 19th century Pacific voyage, 1930s Belgium, 1970s San Francisco, present day England, and futuristic Neo Seoul, and a post apocalyptic Hawaii. On the surface, each story seems separate, but soon we notice echoes. The same comet shaped birthmark appears on multiple characters. Familiar faces reappear in new roles, and objects or choices made in one era ripple into the next. A piece of music, a journal, a broadcast, even a single act of defiance, all are carried forward like whispers from the one life into another. At the heart of Cloud Atlas is the ancient idea of rebirth, that consciousness is not extinguished at death, but moves from one form to form, life to life. The same actors play different characters across centuries, not by accident, but as a symbolic device. They suggest a soul stream flowing through time, making mistakes, seeking redemption, discovering love, and slowly awakening. This is not linear reincarnation, it's not a ladder, but a spiral, unfolding through both darkness and grace. A soul may be a slave in one life, a tyrant in another, and a liberator in the next. It reflects what the Upanishads call the jiva, the individual soul wrapped in illusion, on its long journey back to unity. Adam Ewing, in the 1800s, begins as a naive notary, a man complicit in system built on slavery. But through the influence of a stowaway slave, Atutua, he begins to awaken. His transformation is not just moral, it's metaphysical. He shifts from being blind to truth to aligning with it. In another life, we are not told explicitly, but we are meant to feel. The same soul resurfaces as Robert Frobisher, a young composer in 1930s, haunted by shame and driven by beauty. Frobisher writes a musical piece, the Cloud Atlas Sextet, that becomes a spiritual bridge between timelines. He ends his life, but his composition lives on, like a karmic imprint echoing forward. In 1973, Louisa Ray, a journalist uncovering a nuclear conspiracy, listens to that very sextet. Her decisions to investigate, to expose, to act are acts of courage in a system designed to suppress truth. What Adam Ewing began as an internal rebellion now becomes external resistance. Each life picks up where the last left off, but not through memory, through transformation of values. These characters don't remember their past selves, they continue them. Then we move to present day England, where Timothy Cavendish is trapped in a nursing home, a comic but poignant metaphor for karmic entrapment. Unlike Louisa or Ewing, he doesn't fight a grand injustice. He simply seeks to reclaim his autonomy, and yet the choice to escape is no less a part of this soul's journey, breaking free from structures that enslave, whether social or psychological. In 2144 Neo Seoul, we meet Sonmi 451, a clone, bred to serve, who awakens to her condition and becomes a symbol of revolution. Her story is where the theme crystallizes. She is told she has no soul, but through experience, through suffering, through love, she discovers something more fundamental than programming: awareness. Her awakening echoes the spiral journeys of mystics and martyrs, from Buddha to Christ. She speaks not just for herself, but for all who are bound. Her words are preserved and passed on like scripture, and in the far future, they become sacred teachings. In the last timeline, set after the fall of civilization, we meet Zachary, a man haunted by fear and superstition. He worships Sonmi like a deity, but this true journey begins when he meets Meronim, a technologically advanced outsider who challenges his worldview. Zachary's internal conflict between cowardice and courage, between myth and reason, mirrors the oldest struggle of all: whether we will evolve or stay trapped in cycles of fear. Across these stories, karma isn't treated like punishment, it's shown as a resonance. Every act of betrayal leads to consequences, just as every act of compassion creates possibilities. And rebirth is not presented as a reward for good behavior, but as an opportunity to learn again and again what it means to act from love rather than fear. One of film's most profound ideas is that these characters, despite changing bodies, names, genders, and circumstances, may all be expressions of the same evolving consciousness. This is a deeply Advaitic view, that the self is not the body or the mind, but the witnessing awareness moving through all of it. The birthmark is not just a link between people, it is a symbol of that continuity, not of personality, but of soul. The repetition of actors reinforces this. Hugo Weaving's always represents fear and domination. Donabe often represents love and sacrifice. Tom Hanks moves from greed to wisdom. These are not just characters, they are archetypes within a spiritual progression. The same soul plays many roles until it sees through all roles. In this world, every action is a seed. Some bloom quickly, others take centuries, but none are lost. Cloud Atlas speaks of karma, not as a punishment or reward, but as a web that connects us, binds us, reflects us. A kind word, a betrayal, a silent act of courage, the ripple across time, like waves striking distant shores we cannot see but deeply affect. Adam Ewing's choice to aid stowaway slave becomes an echo in Sonmi 451's revolution centuries later. Sonmi's words become scripture, her voice a beacon, and so the wheel turns, not in circles, but forward, always forward. We think we are separate, you, me, them, but Cloud Atlas reveals the lie beneath this belief. Across every timeline, one truth rises. We are one soul in many forms. Like waves in the ocean, we rise with distinct shapes, only to return to vastness from which we came. This is Advaita Vedanta's central truth. There is no other. There is only the one, playing as many. Every act of violence is against the self. Every act of compassion is the self remembering itself. Sonmi 451 is more than a character. She is the awakened one, a bodhisattva, rising from ignorance, choosing truth, even when it costs her life. She speaks of liberation from illusion, of breaking free from the systems that chain the soul. Her message becomes sacred. Her death becomes myth. This is the Christ story. This is the Buddha path: to awaken, not only for oneself, but for all beings. She is the mirror in which we see our highest possibility. The film's most quoted line is also its philosophical core. Our lives are not our own. From womb to tomb, we are bound to others, past and present, and by each crime and every kindness, we birth our future. This is karma not as debt, but as continuity. It is not about justice, it's about interconnection. Every choice births a reality, and every soul, perhaps every lifetime, is a thread in much larger fabric. Cloud Atlas ends not with an answer, but an invitation to see your life not as a closed loop, but as a sacred thread in a grand cosmic view. To realize that story isn't just on the screen, it's in you. You are the voyager, you are the composer, you are the soul remembering itself. Cloud Atlas doesn't ask us to believe in reincarnation. It invites us to see ourselves beyond the narrow conflicts of identity. It tells us that the future isn't waiting for someone else to create it. It's being woven right now by each small act of courage, each moment of awakening. Whether we call it karma, dharma, or divine will, we are participating in a collective evolution of consciousness. In the next episode, we will explore another cinematic meditation, The Matrix, and how it reframes the question of reality, illusion, and spiritual awakening. Until then, remember, your life is not your own, and that is both the burden and the beauty of it.